Good morning, lovies. I just wanted to stop by and say you are beautiful, you are loved, you are smart, and God has good plans for you, girl. Keep trusting Him. Have a blessed day.
Welcome to The Wall. Today, we're going to analyze several modern businesswomen and entrepreneurs. We'll listen to an older woman sharing her advice with the younger ones, and another presenting her own theory on why some men, influenced by patriarchy, might feel uncomfortable with empowered women. Although it sounds a bit provocative, let's see what she has to say and how much it resonates with our experiences. I want you to smash that like button and join the channel by subscribing. Show some love to the movement. That's the only contribution we ask from you, man. Share your experiences in the comments to guide other men. Without further ado, let's get started.
I just had my couple booking. It's like 9 p.m. here and I just got back to my hotel. Honestly, that was so goddamn good. I was contemplating staying for free. Like, I honestly really wanted to stay, but at the same time, I was like, I have to be professional. And now I'm just sitting in Melbourne. I've got no more clients. I've got no plugs in Melbourne. I'm considering hiring a male FS worker. There's honestly no other option at this point. I've been on the phone to Mr. Sheffield being like, get the next flight here. No more flights after 9 p.m. I'm desperate. I honestly never get like this as well. Like, I must be getting my period. My food's arrived. I wish I could like Uber someone as quick as this food came. Whenever I get like this, I just think about Mr. S. Like, I want him to be here right now. It's too late for client messages. Like, listen to this. I was inquiring if you would engage in a food play session. Essentially, it would be eating whipped cream / milk and soft fruits, e.g. strawberries, from inside of your back door. I mean, wow, I don't think anyone's mentioned me that before. I would be worried that if a strawberry went up there, I wouldn't be able to get it out. You know, once it gets stuck up there, it's hard to get out. I heard of someone going to hospital because they put a whole billiard ball set up their back door. She claims she never knew how they got there. So yeah, never put something up there that you can't get out. I just realized I had a bunch of food in my teeth. Anyway, I messaged that fruit guy back saying no in the politest way I could. And he replied with a counter offer. He asked if I would be open to changing it from a whole fruit to a smoothie. I think I'm still gonna say no. I've already messed up my back door enough in the past. Like, I can't do this. I feel better after I've eaten, and since I have no one on my roster, probably just gonna go to bed.
Damn! Well, what can we say about the oldest profession in the world? It seems that nowadays, some modern women couldn't care less about what people think of them. They talk about it as if it were just another career, like they're earning a professional degree, and we all know exactly which streets we're talking about. No filters, no beating around the bush, right? It's as if keeping up appearances doesn't matter anymore. They say it with pride. And of course, there's always the famous Easy Life. And those apps where everything seems so simple. They're no longer worried about what people will say or the consequences. Brothers, how things have changed. That's why those women you see traveling everywhere are always showing off everything except who's sponsoring those trips. That's how it goes, doesn't it? The oldest profession in the world is more alive than ever, but with a modern twist.
The most eye-opening thing I ever learned about men was from my college human sexuality class, where the professor told us that men don't actually like women. Not all men. Sure, but hang in. He said that the way that our society socializes boys to, quote, become men is not to tell them how to be men. It's just to teach them how to not be women. Don't cry, be a man. Don't be a pussy, be a man. Don't be weak, be a man. Don't be sensitive, be a man. Don't like those things. Those are girl things. And the tool we use to do that kind of socializing, to steer them away from feminine things, is shame. And you just can't go your whole life being told that the worst thing you could do is be like a woman and expect to actually like women at the end of that. But they are also taught that their sexual attractiveness to women and their ability to get women is a status symbol in front of other men. So they will sexually pursue women, but they don't actually like them as people. This is how patriarchal masculinity socializes men, and why shame, violence, and disgust are so intricately linked.
It's not that we don't like women. It's that we don't like all women. Sometimes, a man acts on instinct. When a woman attracts him, his biology kicks in, and that's when the game of seduction begins. But let's be honest, not all women spark that fire, and that's okay. Not everyone has to appeal to us, and that's a reality that sometimes gets forgotten. Now, that idea that men only see women as status trophies is a pretty poor simplification. Sure, a man who values himself knows that an attractive partner can give him a boost in his social circle, but that doesn't mean he can't love and appreciate a woman for who she truly is. A man with a clear sense of purpose knows how to manage his emotions and doesn't let himself be led by uncontrolled impulses. The real man isn't disconnected from what he feels. He simply knows when and how to show his emotions without letting them control him.
Hey guys, Rashia Nicole here. So this message is for all of my young ladies between the ages of 18 and roughly 25-ish, okay? So I have a 22-year-old daughter, and she and I went shopping. We brought her friend along. Her friend asked me, Mrs. Parker, can you please give me some advice? Like, what type of advice would you give a 22-year-old about life? I said, sit on down, honey. I got it for you. So some of the things that I shared with her, this ended up being like a 2-hour conversation throughout our trip. However, I'm going to share some of the pointers with you as a professional business owner, woman, and a person who is in school for clinical mental health counseling. I'm going to give you some advice that could probably help you out. So here we go. Number one. The biggest or one of the most important pieces of advice I can give you is obtain some type of education. Now, it doesn't have to be formal education. If you don't want to do a 4-year college, then that's not your thing, don't worry about it. But what I do want you to do is go get some type of skills training. So if you don't go to a 4-year university, or even if you don't decide to go to a community college, go and get some type of formal training. There are so many ways to be educated out here and to obtain education, certifications, certificates on different skills. There's so many ways to get it out here, but definitely get it. The time is now. And when I tell you the technical field is it, is it. So if you are even remotely interested in that, please, please, please go get you some type of education or skill. People can do what they want, but one thing they can't take from you is your knowledge, okay? When you know different, you move different, and you do it because you can. So education definitely puts you a step above the rest. Don't listen to nobody who tell you it doesn't. The next piece of advice I can give you, don't waste your time with unfruitful things, people, or habits. So unfruitful things, people, or habits. If you know that you are messing around, or you done seen the red flags of these things or people or habits that you know is not going to progress you, don't even waste your time with it. Time is not on our side. If you ask somebody my age right now, if they could go back and tell their younger 22-year-old self some advice, I can guarantee you it's going to be a thing, it's going to be a person, or it's going to be a habit that they're going to want to break, okay? So don't even waste your time with those things. When you see the red flags, run. Just go ahead and be done with it. I could do a whole dissertation on that, but we'll keep going. The third piece of advice that I can give you, make smart financial decisions. Guys, poverty runs deep, all right? And not only runs deep in our pockets, but it runs deep in our minds. So poverty has the ability to impact generations and generations and generations. So what you want to do is break the chains of poverty now. Start making smart financial decisions right now. And what that means is, just because everybody got a Gucci bag or a Louis bag, don't sit up here and try to blow your refund checks on how to go get you one. Don't sit up here and jump on the next scam or the scheme because such and such got away with it. Don't do that. Make smart financial decisions now. Take care of your credit now. Just because you're 18 does not mean you need to have bad credit. It doesn't. Start to establish that now. If you need help, or if you want to learn how to grow and establish your credit, I do a lot of mentoring. I've been mentoring for well over 10 years now. So I know how to at least help usher you into the financial space that'll give you that base education on what it is to have a bank account, a credit card, a debit account, how to use those things and maintain those things. Hit me up if you need the help. Just drop it in the inbox or the comment section.
Stop it. Get some help.
Brothers, just by listening to a woman speak, you can tell if she's single or married. Am I right? This one, for example, is probably a single mother because she talked about everything except how to build a solid relationship. Come on, the best advice for a young woman is to bet on a man with potential, isn't it? But no, all that comes out of her mouth is that typical empowerment speech about being a strong, independent woman, focusing on her career, and being a boss. And of course, when you hear that, you already know how it goes. It's because things haven't worked out in love. Because let's be honest, if she really knew what a good relationship is, she'd be saying something like, get married, have your kids, find a good man to support you. But no, it's all about being individualistic and thinking only about money. And then, surprise, we see how that kind of advice leads some women to feel lonelier than a cactus in the desert. Because, sure, no one tells them that being strong and independent is fine, but finding a balance is better. But anyway, let's keep going with this, because we're here to tell it like it is. No filters and no beating around the bush.
The next piece of advice that I have for you is find a mentor. I just told you guys, I have a mentoring organization for young ladies between the ages of 12 to 17. It's called Girls Destined for Greater Mentoring Group. We have a nonprofit organization called the Happy Confident Future Foundation. Listen, if you don't join me, find yourself a mentor. And this mentor needs to be somebody that you can look up to. If they're doing good for themselves in life and they're doing legal stuff, if they are in a type of career that you want to be in, connect yourself to them, network with them, let them know like, hey, I'm young and I aspire to be where you are. I would love to be your mentee if you're willing to take on a mentor. Get to know these people. Having a mentor can definitely change your life because they can show you the ropes and they can help you avoid some of the mistakes that they may have made on their climb up. So get a mentor. Again, if you need a mentor, talk to me. All right. Last but certainly not least, I need you to heal. All right. And I know you're young, but I need you to heal. And not only do I need you to heal spiritually, but I need you to heal physically. All right. Healing is about it's a two-way path. So you can heal internally and externally. The healing part on the inside is the trauma, the things that you've gone through, the things that bother you that you don't talk to nobody about, the things that keep you up at night and you thinking about those things that make your heart ache when you think about it. Let's get you in therapy. Let's get you a counselor. Let's start to heal and go through that. If you are a spiritual person, let's learn how to pray, connect to God, talk to God. You got to heal that inner part. The next part, I need you to heal physically. Now, when you're young, you can eat all the hot Cheetos and the flaming hots and the drinking and all of that, and you think it won't catch up with you. Baby, I can guarantee you that it does. So what you put inside your body eventually comes outside of your body, all right? So when you take care of your body, give yourself the water, the nutrients, the things that you need to be physically healthy, you go a lot further. So those are just my quick 5 tips that I have for you. Share this with a young lady if you think she could benefit from them. And if you want me to drop some more, let me know. Because baby, once I sat down and thought about it, we had a whole conversation with a whole bunch of stuff that we covered. So if you like these tips and you want some more, let me know. I am more than happy to help. Talk to you soon. Bye.
There you have it, gentlemen. No talk of marriage, stable relationships, or finding a good man, because when you don't have that in your life, it's hard to give advice about it, right? These are the typical empty pieces of advice many women get these days, and in the end, they're only leading them to more loneliness than anything else. It seems like having a family, a home, or a healthy relationship is no longer a priority. Now it's all about chase the money, focus on your career. In other words, it's like they're telling women, become the man you want to marry. And come on, these tips sound more suited for a man than for a woman. Then, when those few men who do put in the effort and work hard see this scenario, they just keep walking. Why? Because instead of finding a partner, they feel like they're facing competition. No man wants to be with someone who acts like a rival. He wants someone who brings that feminine energy that balances the relationship, not someone trying to compete with him. But anyway, let's keep going because this is getting interesting.
Sex. Let's talk about it. Okay, now that I have everyone's attention, let's talk about something that is way more important. Consent. So what is it? It is permission for something to happen or an agreement to do something. This video is for absolutely everyone, and I hope that you take the next 30 seconds of your life to get educated. Because this shit is so important. Here are some examples of things that aren't consent. An outfit. Clothes are never asking for it. Nudity. Just because someone's naked doesn't mean they want it. Silence. No answer means no. Dating. Just because you're dating someone doesn't mean you have to do anything with them. Here are a bunch of different things that are equivalent to the answer no. Stop. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to. I don't know. Last but not least, rape jokes are never acceptable, ever.
Brothers, we've said it 1,000 times. Anything that's not a clear yes is a no. There are no gray areas when it comes to consent. That needs to be absolutely clear. If you're with a woman, always make sure the interest is mutual, because we all know it's the woman who decides who gets access to her space, and the man who decides on commitment. Now, if you notice she's making you work harder than usual just for a simple date, asking you to go the extra mile, to take her to expensive places she couldn't afford herself, or even to pay for trips, drinks for her friends, or her personal expenses, then watch out. You're not winning her over, brother. What you're doing is buying her attention. At that point, you go from being her date to being a wallet on legs. Because when a woman is truly interested in you, she doesn't put up unnecessary barriers. Quite the opposite. She makes things easier because she wants to be with you. But if you're the one always putting in all the effort while she doesn't lift a finger to make it easier, then she's not interested. She's just wasting your time. Remember, anything that's not a clear yes is a no. It's that simple. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. What do you think about the first girl's story and her relationship with her clients? What are your thoughts on the idea that men don't actually like women? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.